And we are in paradise. That is the paradise on earth. I'll tell you more about the paradise in heaven one of these days. But we had to get away from the winter in Minnesota, where last Sunday it was about 17 below. And our son David invited us to come to be with him here in Waikiki, in Honolulu. And so that's where we are right now. And I wish you were here with us. But I just wanted to share with you in the next few days some things about our history as the Peach family, the Doziers. And of course we have a lot of relatives. We even have some here still. I have a doctor friend that lives just up the hill here at the top of the hill. I'm going to try to get in touch with him while we're here. But I also wanted to share, I want to share with you in the next few days some things about the man who led the attack on Pearl Harbor. His name is Mitsuo Fuchida, and our involvement in his life. I also want to share with you some other things about our family. I have a letter here. It's a copy of a letter from General Douglas MacArthur, as some of you know, about him and then our family. And this video is going to be primarily for the members of our family, but for the rest of you who are interested, we'd like to invite you to come along with us. This is a picture. I was in Japan in 1991, and the National Geographic came out, and inside this National Geographic there is a picture of this man who was in Pearl Harbor, sneaking into Pearl Harbor with one of his mini subs. And we think that he was probably the one that my uncle, Edwin Dozier, interrogated while he was here in Hawaii. My uncle spoke fluent Japanese, having been born in Japan and grew up in Japan the same way with my mother. My grandparents went to Japan in 1906, and my dad was here as a very young boy. So I want to tell you some about that, and then of course about the man who was the Jake DeShazer. It's a picture of Finding Forgiveness at Pearl Harbor. He was the man whose pamphlet my dad gave to, so he became a Christian, and I'll tell you a story about him. But I also want to, in the next few days, tell you about a relative of mine who was a cousin, I don't know whether he's second or third, but his grandfather and my grandfather came to Hawaii here back in about 1920 or so, thereabouts. My dad was about 5 or 6 years old, and my dad and his sister were left in an orphanage here for a while, and then he went on to China, and I can tell you more about that story. But I also want to show you down here is a picture of, this is the banyan tree, and right down there is where I met with my cousin 18 years ago, and we talked about our past and our histories, how his grandfather and my grandfather were here in Hawaii. And so I just want to, in the next few days, share with you some things about our family and things. We are here 2 years ago was the last time we were here with our son Bill, so we have some emotional ties with that situation, and so I'll talk more about that. But I just want to let you know that we're here in Hawaii right now, and we are enjoying our time with our son and his wife and the 2 daughters, and we just came from the cold tundra in Minnesota. But I'll pick up more on this in the next few days. And so I just want to let you know where we are, and we'll talk to you later. So have a good day.